Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here. Fascinating little Bible. I was looking for something else and found this online and ordered it from Amazon. Seems to be just an individual guy published it in 2017, and it's actually not a Bible at all. It is a fully updated edition of Spurgeon's 600,000 word classic entitled The Interpreter. And it's replaced the King James Version with the ESV in here, and it's really a 2-year devotional. Now, Charles Spurgeon, he's known as the Prince of Preachers. What Spurgeon was to the UK, preaching there at the Metropolitan Tabernacle pulpit, there've only been, I think, 4 pastors since he died in 1892, or maybe even 3 since then, that D.L. Moody was to the United States of America. But I'm going to let you see how this is really just, again, a 2-year devotional. It was revised and updated by Roger McReynolds, and that's who the copyright is owned by. So I was looking to see if this was published like through CreateSpace or who. I couldn't find that in there. It may be in there somewhere, but I did a pretty cursory look. So, and it's got some illustrations in here. You can see Charles Haddon Spurgeon, I'll read you a little bit about him, was born in 1834 and experienced Jesus' saving grace in 1850. Soon after his conversion, he became pastor of a small village church. At the age of 19, he was called as pastor to a church in London, England, where he preached to audiences of thousands till his death, 1892. And the sermons were printed each week across the world and in dozens of languages. He wrote about 100 books, founded and edited a magazine, and began a society of evangelists for the preaching of the gospel. He also established an orphanage, and his church provided homes for widows. So now I know when I first got in church, like my pastor, there's a 67-volume set of the Metropolitan Tabernacle pulpit. He said, you've got to get this set. So we had a church fire many years later, and his got damaged with smoke. And he said, here's my Metropolitan Tabernacle pulpit. I'll probably do, Lord willing, a review on that someday, but it is awesome. I made up my mind when I was in my 20s, I'm now 52, that I was going to read that through. Well, I got partway through one volume, small print, 60 some odd volumes, and I have quit. I still read it. Just amazing imagery, phenomenal verbosity in a positive sense, a real Demosthenes of the tongue, the great turns of phrases, amazing and tremendous insights into Scripture. Like one of the things he talks about, the free will versus Presbyterian controversy. He says, when I look at the gate from here, it says, whosoever will. When I walk through the gate into eternity, I look back and it says, chosen from eternity. He says, I don't understand it. I just preach the Bible. I thought that was a unique illustration. I remember when he and Moody met, they got in this fight. One overate, one smoked cigars. And so I think it was Spurgeon that commented on Moody's weight and said, you need to put the fork down. And Moody looked at Spurgeon and said, you need to put the cigar down. Very instructive. But this is, if you like Charles Spurgeon, which a lot of people do, a lot of preachers from all walks of life, including Pentecostals, really love Charles Spurgeon, you may like this book. And it doesn't cost a lot. I was just going to read you just a little bit of what he says. Okay, Jesus was driven from the city of Nazareth, so he went to another, continuing to display his healing power. Ungratefulness could not stop him from blessing mankind. See, that's just a very profound thought. And so it's in the italics as Spurgeon. The scripture is in other, just regular text type. And so, in his passionate desire for his son's life, this official took Jesus' rebuke in silence. Then he cried out again for mercy. And so this is just good stuff. The first miracle was done during a marriage and a second for a father and child. Jesus is the true family friend. Parents, go to Jesus in full confidence for your children. He is waiting to answer you. So just very practical, very profound thoughts. He was probably like the Max Lucado of his day in a certain sense. So the new Spurgeon's Devotional Bible, fully updated work from his classic work, The Interpreter, and 600,000 words. So there it is. God bless you. I'll talk with you later. Keep living for Jesus.